Now, for those of you who still, for some reason, do not know where the Octoling avatars are coming from, well, they're coming from this DLC entitled Octo Expansion. It's time to follow up on my Splatoon 2 review, and I don't really remember when this DLC was announced. I didn't really know what to think of it, mainly because I just don't remember any trailers for it. I remember being slightly excited for the DLC somehow, and the only trailer I found, I haven't seen up until now. And that video, oh lord, looks very f***ing weird. If I only seen that video, I probably would have never even given a crap about this DLC. And it's a good thing I did it, because this DLC is pretty fun. So, is it worth the $20 price tag? Let's find out by following up Splatoon 2 with Octo Expansion.
Last time on Power Rangers. Nothing that important happened.
In the aftermath of the mission Cuttlefish and Agent 3 went on, you play as a random Octoling that has amnesia that runs into Cuttlefish. The Octoling in Cuttlefish ends up on the subway system and meets a robot payphone. It identifies the Octoling as number 10008, and as such, Cuttlefish calls the Octoling Agent 8. The robot says that you can get to the Promised Land by getting the 4 things. Cuttlefish guesses that the Promised Land has to be the Cerberus, but why the hell are the items called the 4 things? I get it, Splatoon could be 90s incarnate, but for fuck's sakes, drop the slang! I may have been born late into the 90s, but some of the slang from that time can get a little bit annoying. Though the 4 things are a little bit of a trap, mainly because after you collect them all, the robot basically tries to kill you because they form a giant blender. Now they escape with the help of Agent 3, and after some shenanigans, a massive round of turf war breaks out with Pearl and Marina helping out the good guys. Though that's just a story, which is a little bit basic in my opinion, but what about the part that matters, the part that you're basically paying $20 for? This DLC can get pretty difficult, so you have to bring your A game in a lot of these levels. The main offender is J03 Girl Power Station. And you know, it starts out fine. In a lot of these levels, you have this orb that you must protect for the whole level or an X amount of time. And here you have to defend this orb for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And again, starts out fine, but a shit ton of Octolings come in, and oh boy, these ladies swarm you like bees. They also bring out a shit ton of special weapons that will really screw you over. The only thing you can use to your advantage is the fact that each Octoling will spawn in the same area each time, so you can easily take them out. Octolings do tend to be a little more aggressive in this DLC, but you can easily get through these sections if you just persevere. Other missions where you have to protect this orb aren't really that bad, and remember, you can shoot the orb to actually heal it. There are some missions where you're playing a game of Rainmaker on your own. You have a time limit, and well, there really isn't anything stopping you from taking out some Octolings without the Rainmaker. And you know, it's not a bad idea for a level, but damn, I kinda wish I had some backup during these sections. Mainly because I died more than once on a lot of these. Always check your 6 and listen for when the Octolings pop up. A lot of these missions will require you to guide a ball around, and you know, these aren't that bad, but damn do they take forever! Now they're just boring levels, but then again there are 2 levels that beat them on the boring scale, solely because they require you to make one side match another. Now they're just boring, and one of them really isn't that bad because of how long it actually takes. But the other stage just takes so long because of how massive the structure is. Though either way, fuck up just once during some of these missions, and the amoeba conductor will make you go boom. It's not only these levels, but there are also levels where you have limited ink. These levels aren't that bad, but the only one that will really make you scream is the one where you have to break these boxes. I really hate this level, mainly because I don't feel like you're given enough ink to break them all. It's possible, but be expected to fuck up a couple of times, especially in the final part with the Tower of Boxes. Other stages with the same gimmick are fine, and they have ink packs that will refill your ink to a specific amount. Some stages will also require you to shoot targets, and well, they're not bad, but if you're not quick on the shot, prepare to go boom. These will be trial and error, and I really ain't big on stuff like that. The only gimmick that I'm surprised wasn't used more is voiding enemy ink, specifically stage I-04, in which you cannot step on or get hit by enemy ink. This is actually a pretty fun stage and uses the gimmick pretty well, though there are two stages that I cannot stand that shares the same gimmick. These stages have you avoid getting hit by enemies, or in one of the stages, by bowling balls for a specific amount of time. These are way too hectic in my opinion, it will take you a couple of tries. The one I hate the most is C10 McFly Station. Only reason is a fucking Back to the Future reference, and the other is the Inkjet. Oh boy, the Inkjet! This is way too slippery, and you can fly into a bowling ball way too easily. There are also stages where you have to fight a boss from the main story mode, but with a new twist. Said twist is them having extra attacks added, or fighting them with a specific special equipped. The only boss I didn't like is the fight between the Octo Samurai. This is due to the fact that the baller has knockback, so it's very easy to get flung off the arena. The final areas can be a mixed bag, so let's run down the list with the Kokox phase. This is a Metal Gear area, and it's a pretty good section. If you're careful, you really shouldn't get the attention of the Octarians, though you really gotta be careful because in some areas there'll be spawn points for more enemies to come in. This can be majorly hectic but a lot of fun, though your fun with this phase may be reliant on how much fun you get with the Metal Gear series or any of the other games with the same gimmick. In the Villy phase, it's pretty much more of the Metal Gear action but with dodging torpedoes. You will get locked and loaded after a while, and this stage is just alright, though it's just an in-between from the first and third phases. Speaking of which, the Villy phase can be really hectic but not in a good way. There's these blocks that you gotta jump on to get through, and well, I feel like it's a little bit tricky to actually get across with. Though in the final area of this phase, the blocks are better placed, and all you have to do is avoid the tendon missiles being shot at you. The intestinal phase, well, it's pretty much dodging laser beams. It's not really that hard, so as long as you pay attention to your surroundings, you'll be able to get past them pretty easily. The next phase, entitled the Diaphragm phase, is pretty simple though annoying because of how big the arena is. You have to fly around with the Inkjet and disengage all of these locks. The phase is only annoying because of how long it is. The Brutalis phase is another game of Protect the Core. It's not that hard, but keep in mind you have no way of healing the orb this time. This time shooting the orb makes the platform move, so try and be careful. There are a decent amount of checkpoints, so if the orb is low in health, take the death because it gains all of its health back after it. This phase requires you to take your time, so please channel your inner Phantom Thief and be patient. The Spinal phase is the last phase, and you're fighting a mind-controlled Agent 3. This is a pretty intense and fun boss, but the only problem with this boss is the fact that you have no checkpoints in between each phase of the fight. Each fight is signified by the different specials that Agent 3 uses. Try and be careful though, mainly cause this fucking dodge roll without using dualies. It's not a hard boss, but it just blows when you die, so just pay attention to Agent 3's attack patterns and you'll do great, though you'll definitely pull some hairs out during the process. When all of this is said and done, you take on the damn rotary phone. This thing was an invention of a scientist that had to look over the next species and pass down humanity's knowledge. It became pissed off at the Octolings and Inklings, mainly because they fought over the racist and fashion choices. After the phone named Commander Tartar couldn't take it anymore, it decides to destroy Inkopolis using a superweapon made out of the Statue of Liberty. Though along the way, Agent 8 and Cuttlefish somehow got in contact with Pearl and Marina. Marina figured out the super weapon uses solar power to charge up, and she plans on using a newly developed hyperbomb to disrupt the charging process. Only problem is that there is no way to detonate the bombs once they have landed. Agent 8 goes on the giant mech to detonate each one by hand. Once the thing is covered in ink, Pearl uses a kill whale and her voice to finish off the final turf war. And well, this is a really fun final boss and trumps DJ Octavio in every way, shape, or form. You're running around this giant mech getting all of these bombs destroyed, and you gotta do it fast. My only complaint with this boss is that each set of bombs are thrown in accordance with the timer, and if you get the current set of bombs detonated before the other set is about to be thrown on, you're locked waiting for said set to be thrown on, and that just sucks. Would have been better if the next set was thrown on after you cleared the previous set, and that's really the only low point with this boss. But most of the time you won't be waiting long, so you may just have to take a page out of the central bureaucracy and finish on time. Once you've beaten all the levels without Pearl and Marina's help, you can refight Agent 3 but inside your mind. Weird, I know, man, but this fight is just way too fucking hard. This boss is just like the Possessed Agent 3 fight during the final area. Once again, you have no checkpoints, and each shot from Shadow Agent 3 takes a third of your health. And the Autobombs have a giant fucking blast radius that will screw you over on critical health. It also feels like it takes for fucking ever for you to get out of critical, with one straight shot being able to take you out. This is very fucking hectic, with only 2 out of the 5 phases being somewhat comfortable to beat. The first phase, oh boy, this is all up to luck, because she'll use the inkjet, and so you gotta travel around the perimeter to where she started and get some cheap shots in when she lands. The second phase is easy enough because she doesn't shoot the bubbles, but try to get behind her. The third phase, oh lord, this is just the fucking worst! Remember those Autobombs? Yeah, oh boy, she gets an Autobomb rush in this phase, and this will screw you over because these fucks are everywhere. Get your shots in while you can, but if you rush, it's a very slim chance that you'll be able to beat this phase. Now the fourth phase is pretty easy, just run and toss bombs, that's really it. The fifth phase, just run while she does all those damn splashdowns. If you're caught within a splash, your ass will be indeed grass. Try to rush her when she stops using the splashdowns, mainly because it takes a while for her to actually start splashdown runs again. Once you win, you get a hairband that has special up to the main perk. This boss does not feel like it has been play tested whatsoever. Even if your skills are over 9,000, you will fail at least 5 times over unless you get some major luck. At times, guides cannot actually help you, and you will have to come up with your own strategy on the spot. She will never let up, and during the third phase, with those damn Autobombs, it will feel impossible. The main reason is the damn blast radius that the Autobombs have. If you think you're clear from the explosion, oh boy, you're wrong! The second and fourth phases are actually pretty easy, though you may still get killed during those sections. The final phase, when she uses multiple splashdowns, just try and run ahead, and you shouldn't, I repeat, shouldn't get killed. Oh no, should you buy this DLC? Well, yeah, actually. This DLC is pretty fun, and while a lot of the levels can be really hard, you'll be able to make it through. This DLC does offer a lot for a game like Splatoon. Not only does it add some more replay value with the amount of levels that it offers, but more costumes for you to wear during multiplayer. Once you beat this DLC, your avatar can become an Octo, but I feel like that really shouldn't have been locked behind the DLC. Comparing this to the single player mode in the main game, this will definitely trump it. DJ Octavio may be better in this game than in the first, but Commander Tartar is just an awesome boss. Though I really hate that you're stuck waiting for the next set of hyper bombs to get placed when you get the first set detonated. The look of these levels are great, though if you look in the background you can see some old Nintendo consoles floating around. I don't know why I love seeing a floating SNES, it's just awesome. And I can't really explain why it is. The music is really great with an awesome 90s feel. Well, more of a 90s feel than the main game has. And well, at this point in time, these are the current prices for Octo expansion. This is a great time, and I hope y'all buy this DLC. It's way better than the single player mode in the main game, and on its own, I think it offers a lot of challenge and some great variety from level to level. Though, what do y'all think of this DLC? Is it worth the $20 price tag, or is it just a pointless extension to Splatoon 2? Let me know in the comments below, but also let me know what you all think of this new series. It may not pop up a lot, but any game that I reviewed that received any DLC, and for a TV show that got a new season that I did not talk about in the initial review, I'll make a new video covering it. And well, either way, ladies and gentlemen, it's now 2019, and hopefully this will be a good year.